So, Becky, tell me how you got connected with your EFM group.
Initially, somebody at my church approached me and said, "Hey, you should try EfM." And I thought, "Oh, I don't have that kind of time. It takes 4 years. Like, it's completely out of my possible range of things I could do." But then somebody at the nonprofit organization I was working for volunteered there, and she said, "You need to try it. There's this group. It's on Thursdays. They would be perfect for you. They're looking for people. Just go and try it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to do it." So I went to Thursday night EFM at St. Albans, and the people that I met there changed my life, and they changed the way that I thought about God, and they changed the way that I connected scripture to my own life.
And what was it about that group format that helped you to connect with those individuals?
Well, first we started sharing our spiritual autobiographies, and the way that our group did it was we had 20 minutes of just talking. No one could ask questions, no one could interrupt you. You just had to sit there and tell your story that you had to sit and think about before you told everyone. And this act was for many people, they'd never done that before. And it was a very intimate kind of, you got a person's backstory, you found out a little bit about what motivated them, you heard about, profound God experiences that they had. And knowing that about them helped you create a relationship with them fairly quickly. And not to mention that we ate with each other. And week in and week out, we fed each other. Someone would bring the dinner for everyone. And the next week, it was somebody else's turn.
So how long was this group together?
This group had been together for about 10 years. And it was a multi-year group. Actually, there were several people in our group that came back to do another year, like as a bonus year. Like they did the 4-year cycle and then decided they wanted to go back and read year 2 or go back and read year 3 or 4 and talk about it with us and stay involved with this extremely tight-knit group.
And so tell us about what happened when you were in the group but then came to seminary in the later years.
Sure. So I started and I did my first 2 years. And I was going to seminary locally. I was living in Arlington and I was moving to Alexandria to go to VTS. And I just couldn't leave my group. They had been so supportive throughout my process of who I am. They really loved me back into being ready to go to seminary and ready to pursue this call. So I kept doing EfM even though I was in seminary, and it was a tremendous source of strength for me to get off campus and to be with these people, and week in and week out, and they'd want to hear about it. I heard about their lives and just stayed in relationship with them. It was really wonderful.
And are you still in touch with some of those people?
Yeah, absolutely. I just saw a bunch of them at the Diocese of Washington's convention. We get together for dinner. We also have a Facebook group. We talk to each other, just stay connected. And sometimes people will post things about something they read, and they say, "What do you think about this?" One of our members is reading through the Old Testament again, and he will just post questions about, "What do you really think about this?" Like, I'm in Jeremiah, and I'm really struggling with, how God can let the people just hang out there and they have to figure it out. So then we all get on and comment, or we walk. It feels like we're walking through each other's lives when we're walking together and just kind of helping each other ask questions.
And what did your experience in EfM teach you about fellowship?
It taught me that there's not enough of it in churches. And what's really interesting about this group is that it was a fellowship like I hadn't experienced before. So as a young woman who had moved to Washington, I felt like I could call any of those members in that group in the middle of the night. If something happened, I could call Lee, I could call Ruben, I could call Karen, I could call Marty, and I knew that they would pick up the phone and be able to help. And if they would call, I would do whatever I could to.